Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode. Today, we are talking about how to do a quick energy reset. And you may not know what that is, but I'm going to explain all about it and exactly what to do. I'm Sandra Ray, and I'm going to be guiding you through our practice today. And if you haven't met me before, I'm an author, healer, and speaker, and I help others to heal and improve their lives and to step into their power and to live your best life. So this is a short one today, and I want to focus on how to reset your energy and really get into the practice quickly. But what I want to do is just explain a bit about what it is, rather. So first of all, what is an energy reset? So if you've ever had one of those days where you're feeling tired or you're feeling off or you're just feeling that everything's going wrong and you're having a bad day, and we've all been there, we've all said to people, oh, I'm just having a really bad day, I don't know what's going on. So it's for those days, or it doesn't have to be when you're having a bad day, it can be at any time, but particularly for those days when you just seem to get out of bed, and from the minute you get out of bed, everything seems to start going wrong. So what you want to do is reset your energy so that you step off that path of everything going wrong, of being in negativity, of being in that space of being the victim, and step onto a new path. And that's quite literally what we're going to do. So when we do this, we step out of victim mode and we step into our power, and we reset our energy on a physical level, a mental level, emotional level, and it's actually resetting your life path. So you step off the path that you're on and you step onto a new path, which you choose the path for your highest benefit and which will bring the most abundance, the most joy, the most ease, the most pleasure. So whatever it is that you want to attract into your life, you're going to try and select that path that will bring that to you. Okay. So I know that one of the problems I encounter is that most people feel when they're experiencing those days, when they're feeling off, everything's going wrong, they're having a bad day, they feel powerless to do anything. They don't think that they can change things, and they think that they just have to accept what's happening and they don't have any power to choose otherwise. It's just life, or it's just circumstances, or it's other people. But we very often don't go back to taking back our power and realizing that we ourselves have the power to change that, and we have the power to change what we're experiencing. So if this is something that you feel you need in your life, if it's something that you'd like to experience, it is great for really just getting back on track, getting your energy levels up, experiencing more joy, more flow, more peace in your life, and getting off that cycle of victim, of being under the influence of other people and their control, of just being in that energy of lack, and just getting back into the energy of empowerment. So how do we do this? So what I'm going to ask you to do is, you can go through the practice now, which is probably the best thing, no time like the present, and you can experience this for yourself. So what I'm going to ask you to do is get really comfortable in your seat and close your eyes, placing your feet flat on the floor, placing your hands in your lap, and beginning to take a few deep breaths in and out, and allowing yourself to really breathe deeply in and out. And just on each in-breath, allowing yourself to breathe into any areas of tension, and on each out-breath, just relaxing, releasing, letting go, and just really letting go of any tension and anxiety that you're holding on to. There's a little bit of background noise. There's some planes going by, so apologies for that. So when you feel that you've relaxed your body, when you feel that you've relaxed your mind, just beginning to visualize your life path that you're on at the moment. So the way I like to see this is, I imagine a path going out in front of me, and it's almost like it is flowing ahead of me into clear blue sky. And there may be some clouds here and there, but the path goes on into infinity, into this clear blue sky. And I just want you to visualize this for a moment. If you're having trouble visualizing, just getting a sense of your life path just stretching out ahead of you. And this is the path that you're now on. So without judging it, without wanting to be in that place of victimhood, just acknowledging that this is your path that you've chosen for the moment, and that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to select another path. So visualizing to your right hand side about 10 paths spanning out before you, and visualizing to your left hand side another 10 paths fanning out to either side of you in all directions, and just visualizing these paths appearing. In reality, there's an infinite number of paths, but just to get our brains and our heads around this, just visualizing about 10 paths either side of you, just fanning out in all directions. And then you're going to begin seeing yourself turning towards the path that is your ideal path, your optimal path, whichever path is the best path for you to be on at this moment in time. So imagine your body beginning to turn just like a dial. So even you could imagine yourself kind of clicking from one path to another, and just seeing which direction it goes, first of all, if it's going to the right or to the left. And then as you're turning and each path appears in front of you, these new paths, you're going to get a sense of which one is the one for you. So it could be that one of the paths is highlighted. It seems to stand out more than the others. Or it could be that you just stop turning at one of the paths. Or it could be that one of the paths lights up, or whatever, or you just have a knowing that, yes, this is the path. Whatever comes up for you, just begin to sense which path is the right one for you. So you should have turned either to the right or to the left. And by now you should have selected a path which you are going to step onto. So just see yourself taking a step forward onto this path. So this becomes your new center. This becomes the path that's straight in front of you now. And just intending to choose that path by stepping onto it, and see yourself stepping onto that path and choosing that path. And begin to take a deep breath in and out. And just relaxing, releasing, letting go, and being confident that this is your chosen path. This is your ideal path. This is the best path for you at this point in time. And be confident in that decision. Know that you have made the right choice, and know that this path will be a path of greater ease and joy and comfort. And that's it. When you're ready, you can just begin to gently move your fingers, your toes, and open your eyes and coming back into the room in your own time. So what you'll notice is when you open your eyes, you will be in the same room. Your life will seem the same. Your circumstances may seem the same. But what will have changed is your energy. You'll have a new energy about you. You'll feel better. You may even feel a little bit for the first kind of 10-15 minutes after this, you may feel a little bit off balance, or just like something energy wise has kind of made you feel a little bit off balance. And if that's the case, I recommend doing a grounding meditation, and I'll put a link in the notes to this podcast to a grounding meditation which is on my site, so that you can do that if you're feeling a little bit wobbly or you're just feeling a little bit off center. Definitely do that grounding meditation. Another thing you can do is take a walk outside, or drink some fresh water. Just get yourself back into your body and get yourself grounded if you're feeling a little bit wobbly. But know that if you are feeling that, it's a good sign, because something has definitely shifted and you will begin to see the changes that you desire. Now, one of the things that I want to mention here is when you turn towards that new path, you step onto it. I'm going to use an analogy here. If you can imagine, do you remember learning to ride a bike or learning to ski or some sort of sport? And you notice that when you want to turn, when you want to go a different direction, you always look the way that you want to turn first, and then your body begins to go. So wherever your head turns, your body begins to go that direction. So when you're skiing, you always look the way you want to go, and then you start turning that way. And equally, If you're skiing down a slope and something catches your eye and you don't want to turn that way, but you start looking that way, you'll find inadvertently you start turning, you start skiing that way because you've turned your head and your body begins to shift as well. So what I want to point out is you are on your new path. If you start focusing on all the old worries, concerns, fears that were on your old path, if you turn your focus from the path that's ahead of you and start looking at the path that you were on before, what's going to happen? You are going to be turning towards your old path where all of the things that you didn't want were happening, where your energy was low, where you're having a bad day, where you had fears and worries coming up. And if you stare long enough at that old path, you will begin to go back onto that path. And you'll wonder why things seem to change for a little while, but suddenly you're down in that hole again and you're wondering why you've got yourself back here. So stay focused on the path that you're on. The path that you have chosen is your path of abundance, of joy, of health, of well-being, of energy, of being revitalized. And when you focus on all those things, then you will stay on your path. Now, it's not to say you can never have a fear or worry again, but just to catch yourself, if you find yourself looking towards your fears or looking towards what you don't want, just refocus and focus on what you do want. Focus on the path ahead of you rather than on the path which you have left behind. So I just wanted to make that clear. But definitely you should be feeling a shift. You should be feeling greater energy, positivity, and you should really notice that difference. And like, it's immediate. You don't have to wait for it. You'll notice the energy in yourself. And when you do this on a regular basis, if you feel you start veering off your path, you will learn to stay centered and focused on what you do want and on the path of your best life. So please let me know how you get on with this. I'd love to hear your feedback. Love to hear all of the experiences that you have. Comment below or email me or get in touch. I'm on Instagram and on Facebook as Sandra Ray. So get in touch and let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week in the next episode.